Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೈ
পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
I just want to tell Michael Vaughan before we start, burrata is not Mexican, burrito is.
Burrito.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
burrata. Burrata's cheese. These kids
Well,
have so much
are
to
you
learn.
sure burrata? Where's burrata from?
Italy.
Italy, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just checking. I'm just checking with you.
I have to tell them everything. I have to teach
About
them. I have
food.
to tie their shoelaces before we come on. Is that what happens here? These kids, I tell you. Hello and welcome. This is Cricbuzz Live. I am the elder of the village, Gaurav Kapur. With me, my two children, Joy Bhattacharjya and Michael Vaughan. Good morning, children.
Teacher, I want some milk.
It's been so long that you were in school, you have to reply saying good morning, teacher.
Okay, good morning. Sorry.
Do you still get those? Do you still get milk in the classroom?
No, not yet.
No.
Yeah.
Used to back in the day.
Yeah?
Little tray of, yeah. When I was
A
at
little
school.
tray of milk.
Little
I
tray
don't
of
think I
milk.
ever went to a school which had a tray, first of all.
A tray of milk and you used to get a straw in the top. It used to be warm though.
Here's what happened to the school. I went to a boys' school in Delhi. There, you ate the fittest, survival of the fittest. You ate if you could snatch food from somebody else. There was no tray and no silver service. I don't know which castle he went to school in. Anyway, there is one team that has built a nice little castle and the other one who's got the drawbridge down and everyone is in waiting. We're talking about Bangalore. Bangalore's playing Kolkata today. So this is the only match that is happening today. And where is it happening? Everybody? Anybody? Anybody?
Chinna.
Yeah, that's right. We're talking about castles. It is in their fortress in Bangalore. Remember, Bangalore, very confident. They've got 2 wins and good wins. And for the Knight Riders, things are not too good. What joy, they've got like 4 on the trot now that they've lost.
Yeah. They were 2-1 and now they've lost 4 in the trot. They're 2-5 now.
Oops.
They need you back, Joy. They need you back in the ranks.
Yeah, we need you as an impact sub. Come on. Impact player. He's just silent. He's like, my poker face will not give anything away. But here's something that's giving a lot away, and that is the points table. We have Chennai and Gujarat. They're firmly settled on the top with 10 points each, just a smidge of difference in their net run rate. And Bangalore, who's looking at joining them there today, of course, it will be with one more game, because it's their 8th today. But for Kolkata, if they don't want to get left behind, and if they still want to be in the playoff hunt, today's game is very important, Michael.
Yeah, well, I'll go as far as saying if they don't win today, they'll be doomed.
Yeah?
You know, they'll only 4 points from 8.
Yeah.
6 remaining. What do you reckon?
Is Joy typing a message? Are we boring you?
Yeah, who are you
Are we
messaging?
boring you?
No, I'm just trying to check something.
Oh, that's right. Tell us.
What were you Googling?
Okay, what I was trying to check was that I'm sure in 2014 Kolkata was 2-5.
Yeah.
And won the next 9 to win the tournament, which was when I was there.
I
Okay.
see.
In 21 also, if I'm not mistaken, if you remember, the IPL was played in 2 stages. I think they were 2-5 in the first stage, and they went on to reach the finals. So it's happened before.
And the
I
second
think.
half was the one they got Venkatesh Iyer.
Yes,
right?
and he just went on a rampage.
And then he played the World Cup after that, which was happening in Dubai.
That's right.
By the way, Venki Iyer is back to showing his 2021 Venki Iyer. 22 was a bit of an aberration.
They were 2-5 in 21. So twice Kolkata has come back from 2-5 to either reach a final and win the tournament.
Yeah, but
so
just
should look at that.
Put the league back
So
up.
do we need to stop it right now and have a second installment in 6 months? Stop it. Don't even say stuff like that.
Yeah, but just look at the league.
please,
if,
no.
if Bangalore win tonight, they go to 10. So you've got 3 on the top with 10. Bangalore will have played 8. You've got Chennai and Gujarat who've got a game in hand. Calcutta will be on 4 from 8. That is a long way off.
Yeah.
That
If
is a
they
long
lose
way-
today, it's going to be.
I think it's
a big
going to
one.
be very, very
It's
difficult.
Johnny Bubble. Trouble.
Yeah, they haven't been playing good
So
cricket.
if they lose this, then they have to win all their leg 6.
Yeah, so it is definitely tough for them. But we are at the exact halfway stage of the tournament now, because everybody's played 7 games. Remember, 14 in the league, which is every team plays. All right, this will take a moment, so I'll just tell you, because there are some people who are confused about this. There's 2 groups of 5. 5 here, 5 there. Here you are. You play all the people in the other group twice, and everybody in your own group once. Because what happens is, distance makes the heart grow fonder. So the ones you are away, you like them more. And the ones who are with you, you don't like them as much. That's how Joy feels about Michael and me, which is why he checks his phone during the show.
It'll be a lot easier to do that next year.
What?
Because I think it'll just be...
I'll tell you what it'll be. Everybody play, everybody tries. Everybody. Oh. It's going to be 90 games next year, but that's next year. We're talking about this year. So that's right. So, which basically means at the halfway stage, it's a long roundabout way of telling you that this is a return fixture. So Bangalore went visiting to Calcutta, and that did not end well for Bangalore. Because for the Royal Challengers, they ran into a truck called Shardul Thakur and a mini truck with him called Rinku Singh.
And a sort of Volkswagen Beetle that they couldn't recognize called Suyash Sharma.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Boom, boom. Herbie goes bananas. Yeah, he really did. It was his first game. That was his debut. He picked up 3 wickets. Of course, Varun Chakravarti picked up 4. Sunil Narayan picked up 2. But that is service as per usual. Not surprising. But spin in Knight Riders got 9 wickets.
9 for 61. If my maths are correct, I think...
In 11.4.
Let's bring it back. Let's see how Michael did with his
I think I
mathematics.
added those 3 numbers up. Come on, let's have a look.
There you go. That's right.
15,
45,
61, you see.
You did well.
9 for 61. And, you know, those 3 spinners you think they're going to play tonight. Different pitch, though. It's
Completely
a different
pitch.
Smaller boundaries. A batting unit that's in form now at the start of the tournament. You're kind of stretching around.
A lot of video of Suyash Sharma. A lot of video they would have seen by now.
Yeah.
So, look, if 12 overs of spin, I do not remember it in the history of Chinnaswamy 12 overs of spin being bowled. It's just that's not that's.
Yeah,
they're not bowling 12 overs.
Yeah, the problem with KKR, they've made so many changes and they need to win. But when you say that spin is their strength, and I think tonight might be the night that we do see 12 overs of spin because their seamers have really struggled. We don't know the team yet, or do we? Do we know the team yet?
Do we ever?
It'll come soon. But their seamers really have
as long as they know the team will be good.
Yeah, their seamers have just not delivered.
Yeah, their seamers have not delivered. Their spinners have, but is today going to be the kind of ground where they can? And with their batters as well, it's been very strange. It's been very up and down. But just on Suyash Sharma, played his first game the other day. It's a good kid, right? Because a lot of these guys are just, they seem to be popping out of nowhere, right? Now, he was picked up at base price by the Knight Riders. Probably thought, I'm not going to get a game if Varun and Sunil are there, right? And Shakib was supposed to be part of their team. So he said, will I ever get a game? There's so many spinners. But he got it and he's done so well and he's been playing regularly. And he's saying that his bowling graph matters to him to see that how many good balls, where he's landing them. He says it doesn't matter to him how many wickets he takes. And what matters to him is if he's bowled well. If I have bowled well, then even a 1-wicket spell gives me satisfaction. It's interesting.
Lovely guy, yeah? Delhi Madras Club, played the local Delhi tournaments. Delhi, we've spoken about this. Delhi politics doesn't get picked up for the state team. He's only played under 25 cricket. He's not played a single list A or first class game in his life.
Jeez.
So this kid comes along here. So if you have a situation like that, you literally have to take special permission to get him into the auction. A team has to actually recommend him and say, please bring him into the auction.
Yeah, here's the thing.
He's got character though. I like his.
You like his headband?
Yeah, I like the headband. I like anyone that bowls in a headband. But he's got a little bit of oomph. He's got that little bit of spring in his step. He likes looking at the batters in the eye, and he celebrates nicely. I think he's got a little bit of something going for him here.
Yeah, he's got nice action. I'll tell you what happens with Delhi, right? Because Parliament House is so close by. It's a little contagious. The wind just carries the politics to the Kotla, doesn't it? But yeah, he's got a chance here. And, you play in the IPL, you do well in the IPL, you just suddenly jump into the world's consciousness. You're there on the biggest stage. So he's doing really well. Just quickly tell you what's happened with the toss. Bangalore has won it and have decided to
field.
Thank you for finishing the sentence. That's exactly what they're doing. So the Knight Riders are going to be batting first. I'll tell you the worry for the Knight Riders batting first, especially in Chinnaswamy. You don't know what's a good score ever on this pitch, right, Michael?
Yeah, and you're facing Mohammad Siraj, who's in fine form. Again, we don't know the opening combo for KKR, but eventually that combination at the top has to fight. No, well, they'll be picking out the hat now. Just to, right, you roll out, you go, 2, that's enough.
It's true. Listen, I mean, I know that Knight Riders fans will probably come at us and go, oh, you guys, but here's the truth, right? It is one team, which is RCB, who has the most runs with their opening partnership. And you have Knight Riders who have the least run for any opening partnership, right? Because they do 1, they do 2, 2 is max. That's it. You're gone, the next guy is coming in. Who's there today? Do we know? Can we have a look at the
I
team?
think today there will be a Jason Roy Jagdishan. I think it has to be. I mean,
Royal definitely.
yeah, because
Go back
Roy-
Because they
after
didn't
that-
open together last time. They were slated to.
but I think Roy got injured and therefore
Yeah, he
couldn't
got
come in
injured
early.
and he had to bat at 5. And
I think
he
last
found
time they
some
would have
form.
tried Roy. They didn't get a chance.
So this time we're not going to poke any fun. That's just bad luck, right? But the truth is, in the stats, it's another opening partnership. But this is a good one because Roy played well last time.
Yeah, and Roy is the kind of player that will suit this pitch.
Yeah, he like
it
it.
is a good pitch. You've just got to see off those first couple of overs. Siraj has been the key. He's pretty much unlocked the screw for the RCB side with an early wicket or two. He's bowled with great pace. He's got moving that ball that he got with Josh Butler in the last game with a peach. So you've got to be aware of that as a batter. But I do think, we saw it last night, once the ball stops swinging, this ground, you can really capitalise.
Yeah, I mean, RCB loves taking wickets in the power play, and Knight Riders are not able to hold on to their wickets in the power play. So when you see Mohammad Siraj coming up, and that's the reason why they're getting all these wickets in the power play, because this lad has been on song. He's a great lad, and B, he's just bowling so well.
He's bowling superbly. In fact, even in the last match, what happened in the last match, if you remember, it's Shardul Thakur. It's at 89 for 5. That's the partnership of the late middle order is what saved Kolkata in the last match.
Yeah.
They took it to 200 plus. But again, they were struggling up front.
Yeah.
So that story has not changed. And I think that's the big problem with them.
It's quite strange because one team is struggling at the top with their batting, the other one is actually a little struggling in the middle, but the fact is the top comes before the middle, so you don't end up seeing the middle because the top does all the damage. What they've scored between KGF, between Kohli, Glenn and Faf, they've got, I think they've got 90% or 85% of the runs. They've got some 920 out of the 1120 or some such.
Yeah, but this is their DNA. This is basically their side.
Yeah.
They've picked this powerful 3 out of 4. Maxi generally comes in at number 4. But they've picked these 3 real consistent players, and they are hoping that if they get through to the eliminators, that they come off. They're playing well enough to get through to the eliminator. I think it's between them and Lucknow who reached that 4th spot place.
Yeah.
But for them to go all the way, they need the 3 to be consistent as they have been, and they need Siraj to carry on getting wickets early.
Yeah.
Because the bowling's been okay. It's been okay, apart from Siraj, who's been outstanding.
Yeah.
And he's been the difference. He's the one that's really pushing them forward. But I mean, that 3 at the top, they're so experienced.
It's so interesting though, right? Because this is a team that actually has a few areas of concern. They have their, after these 3 batters, they're not getting runs from anyone else. Besides Siraj, none of the bowlers are operating at that level. Yet somehow, Joy, this team is playing confidently. They're looking confident. How do you explain this phenomena? For me, I find it like just psychologically so interesting.
I think it's difficult wins. When you get difficult wins, when you get your teams out of situations where you think that and remember, Rajat Patidar was a huge blow for them.
Yeah.
So before the season, your guy, the guy who's come in, who's been really scored a century last year, did superbly well, he's out. And you're still winning without him. Shiraz is giving you wickets. Hazelwood is not there. So, 2 of your weapons from last year were not there. And yet they've got a positive record. And I think that's what they're looking at each other and saying, guys, we are doing it. We are managing without them and we are still up there.
Yeah.
And this is a tough IPL.
Yeah, but I also think that there's probably an element of the game we don't speak enough about. I think they're fielding really well.
Okay.
I think in the field they're probably squeezing 10. If you can squeeze 10 in the field, it's an over of batting. They seem to be catching a lot. They seem to be energised. They've had some good run-outs as well. So, we don't generally talk about how much of that. I don't see many stats and graphs about how many runs a fielding side saves.
Yeah.
Which is a huge kind of sway to one of the sides that feels better. If you can squeeze 10 in the field, it's a big sway between winning and losing.
It's a lot of running around, but remember, they're 1 and 2, their opening partnership. Virat Kohli and Faf du Plessis, they both lead from the front when it comes to fitness, right? Super, super fit guys. And with Faf, even more commendable because he's closer to 40 than he is to 35. And look how he's doing it. All right, let's have a look at the teams now. Bring up any first. I'm very good at reading. I'll read. There you go. It's the bowling team that we're discussing first. So let's just talk about their bowling. Mohammad Siraj, Vijay Kumar, Vishak Harshal Patel, David Willey, Vanindu Hasaranga, Glenn Maxwell, Shahbaz Ahmed. It's a little all over the place, the 11 today, the list. But no Faf, because Faf will obviously come in when they're batting later. I'm sure he'll be the impact sub. But Harshal Patel is bowling over here. So again, Interesting because yesterday, Michael, you spoke about the fact that even though Josh Hazelwood is bowling in the nets, they will stick with David Willey because they like that left arm angle. It gives an interesting variety to the captain.
Yeah, I think when you're on a winning run, and they are, you might change the odd personnel, but it'd be a like for like. So a Parnell for Willey, Willey for Parnell. But to go with a right armour instead of a left armour, I think left arm over is such a key component. In the modern game, they like to bowl tight into the legs of the right-handers and give them no width. We've seen a bit of swing from Arjun Tendulkar last night. Berendorf, the ball generally is swinging for 2 or 3 overs, and left armers, I don't know the reason why, but they tend to get more swing.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised at all that Josh Hazelwood's having to just wait his turn.
So that's the Bangalore team. Let's have a look at the Knight Riders. The 11 that they're bringing down, this is their batting team. So Jagdishan and Jason Roy. Venkatesh Iyer will bat. Nitish Rana, Rinku Singh, Andre Russell, David Visa, Sunil Narayan, Vaibhav Arora. So hang on, 6 right-arm fast bowler. He is Umesh Yadav, Varun Chakravarti.
So Vaibhav Arora, I think Venkatesh Iyer goes out for Suyash Sharma when they bowl.
Yeah.
But that means still no Shardul Thakur.
No Shardul Thakur, no Loki Ferguson. So there is news trickling out.
No Saudi.
No Saudi,
which
no
we thought might
Loki.
get a bit of...
We spoke about, in fact, on last night's show, we spoke about Tim Saudi and how in Chinnaswamy, Michael had mentioned, Joy, that you want that experience because you need to break that opening partnership. And somebody like Tim Saudi, experienced campaigner, hard as nails, get a little bit of swing, can potentially cause some damage at the top.
No, that's exactly what we were thinking. That look, they're staying at the same place where they are. Now, there are 2 ways to look at it. One is to stay at the same place you are and say that, we want to give this team a chance. But the fact of it is, you're now in desperate straits. You're 2 and 5.
Yeah.
You have to play kamikaze cricket at this point in time. You cannot play normal cricket. You've got to say that to win this game, I've got to put 220, 225 on the board and just squeeze them for whatever it's worth.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I'm still thinking because this is their batting 11 and it's interesting because it's long. There's a lot of batting there when we look at that 11. As that batting 11, be interesting to see which bowler they bring in as the impact player. If we can just have the sheet, we can look at the impact players or the team or both and see what's happening. If you see there, Kolkata will obviously get a bowler in, which we have discussed will be Suyash Sharma, right? Because they'll want to get him in. I don't know if they'll get Kulwant. Anukul Roy bowled well in the match against Delhi. They obviously have a lot of spin. They're going to get a bowler in. So looks like Suyash Sharma on form and the fact that he played against this team well the first time.
Yeah, I would go that way. Bangalore, it's a no-brainer. It's Faf du Plessis. There's no doubt about it at all. I mean, there's no question there. But, that's what I was thinking. That what they also might do is that they might... If I was sitting there in KKR, I'd say, you've got to go really hard. What you might do is you're 20 for 3, you bring in Mandeep Singh. Bring in the extra batsman and say that just keep hitting.
Yeah.
Because Kolkata's problem is not its bowling. Kolkata's problem is its batting. They have to solve that problem.
Yeah.
And that's...
I like what you said, Joe. You said you want to see him play kamikaze cricket.
Yeah.
Looking forward to watching this.
They have been playing kamikaze cricket, right? They just keep crashing.
It's the other kamikaze. He wants to see the positive kamikaze.
Positive kamikaze.
Yeah, they've been playing negative kamikaze.
I tell you, there's a history lesson there. Positive kamikaze.
Yep.
Yes. Depends on which side you are on, right?
Yeah, it also is. And kamikaze, it's also about cricket. It's a breeze because kamikaze literally means divine wind.
We have gone.
So if you're running...
Yesterday, of course, we had economics, politics, geography, civics, spirituality, prophecies, lottery numbers.
Cults.
Yeah. We've gone history. Yeah. That's interesting. It was quite interesting that I started by saying I have to tie their shoelaces because I just noticed that Michael's shoelaces aren't tied. No, I've done a rubbish job, haven't I? Yeah. You guys can't see it. That's why we hidden it behind the table. You can't see it. For the Knight Riders, of course, why we're saying that the batters will have to do the heavy lifting and almost bat Bangalore out of the game is because of this. Their spin is doing the job, but their quicks aren't really. And Michael, on this, as a quick bowler, if you're not penetrative, damn, you can travel.
Those numbers are a real concern for KKR because they've actually not bowled at the worst venues yet for seam. Yeah. This is one of them. Here in the Wankhede, I think, as a seam bowler, you can travel. Yeah. That's not good enough. That's not.
The last one is not fifth. The last one is, I'm guessing that's economy rate. That's the last one. Sorry, that's a misprint. That's not meant to be 50-100. So the economy rates as well. So now we'll look at that again. Sorry. The economy rate with pace is going at 11 plus.
Yeah, that's not good enough. That's a poor return. You'd expect better than that. Lockie Ferguson's only played a few games. He's been in and out. 11.64. Southey's not played a great deal. Again, he's an experienced pro. Andre Russell's bowled a few overs, but he's been travelling. They're relying on the spin.
Yeah, and in Bangalore, Chinnaswamy, you just add normally +1 to every economy rate. I mean, if it's 11, it's normally 12 out here. If it's 8, it's normally 9 out here. It's just that kind of ground.
Yeah. Again, for these guys, let's talk about Bangalore and their batting, right? Because when you're batting as the Kolkata team right now, you're looking over your shoulder and you're thinking, first, the ground, what are we going to get? I'm sure Knight Riders would have liked to chase on this ground, but Bangalore won the toss. And you're looking back over your shoulder, literally, at the dugout saying, okay, Faf's going to come in. Then there's going to be Virat, there's going to be Maxwell. The three of them are actually in the top 10, right? So Faf is at number 1, Virat's at number 5. That's big to have one team have 2 in the top 5 and 3 in the top 10. That's madness, Joy.
Yeah, and if you look at it, Kolkata's
No
highest,
wonder they don't want anything else from the other batters.
Kolkata's highest is, I think, Venkatesh Iyer is 8th and then Rinku Singh is 12th.
Yeah.
So this is a much more consistent batting unit. But see, the only thing Bangalore would say is that Bangalore has always had what you call a triumvirate of batsmen.
Yeah.
It used to be ABD, Virat and Chris Gayle.
Yeah.
Then it's changed now to, that relationship has changed. Now it's these three. Only Virat is the only constant.
Yeah.
Faf and Maxwell have come on. But they've always had these three really big batters with them.
Faf has just been brilliant. We'll talk about Maxi in a second as well, but Faf is just great lad, right? It's great to see, first of all, 38, 39? We can Google and check quickly. And but the kind of fitness, the kind of temperament, now realize that, okay, there's a bit of a niggle, but we don't have a problem because we've got a very experienced captain who can lead on the field.
Yeah, I think it shows that if you're really fit, and you can prolong your career like Faf has done, he's stored up all those years of playing the game. So he's seen everything. He's seen every action. He's seen every trick. He's seen every field. He's played on every surface. And he's just using it to his complete maximum. So when he goes out to bat, he's clearly enjoying the game. You generally enjoy the game at your latter stages of your career if your body's feeling good. Yeah. All right, he's got a nigger, but he's fit and he can move around, so he's fine. But everything that comes at him, it cannot surprise him. You look at Jimmy Anderson now. Jimmy Anderson is fitter, he's bowling better because he's using the 20 years of experience playing the game and looking at all the batters that he's bowling against. And he must look at them and go, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
He's almost like...
I got you, son. I got you. Know your tricks.
All right, you're going to move across. All right, I'll go. And then, I'll just throw one back into you and I'll get you out LBW. So he's seen everything. I think that is a reverse for someone like Faf du Plessis, who's just purely playing for the joy. He's loving it and he's seen everything. And he's playing great because he probably hasn't got a care in the world. He's not really worried about too much. He's not concerned about, selection or intent. He's just playing cricket for the joy. And it's a dangerous mentality for the opposition because I just think he goes out to bat. He's with Virat, one of the legends of the game. He's got Glenn at number 4. He's thinking, this is cool. I'm captain of these cool, great players. Yeah. And I'm just going to go out and enjoy it. And he's hit the ball. It's one thing saying all these things, but then it's another thing going out and doing it. And the power that he's hitting the ball, he's always hit it hard, but I think he's hitting it as hard now in this year's IPL than any of the other IPLs that I've seen him play.
As he has back in his youth.
No, but his strike rate now in the last year, over all the leagues that he's played, he's about 20 points higher. Yeah. So he's gone from 130 to 150, 160, consistently 150, 60, 70. And that's one, to do that at the age of 37, 38 in your career, when people start to slow down, is absolutely fantastic. But I want to mention one thing. Look at Virat enjoying himself also. Yeah. Because he cannot not be a part of the game. He's too active, too involved a player not to be a part of the game. So he's like a energizer bunny.
It's a poker stick.
Yeah. So yeah, can I? So if
all the time.
Can I be fielding captain?
Love it.
Wow, I can be fielding captain.
It.
Brilliant. You can see it. And yet he's not captain. So that he's not wearing that over his head, but he's going to be involved anyway. So he's enjoying himself in the field without the weight of the world that he used to carry on his shoulder normally when he was captain. He's enjoying himself on the field. And that's
I
really
wonder
like that.
how long Faf being the impact will go if they keep winning. Almost like a little bit of a...
Yeah. It worked for them.
It's working, and they're on a winning roll. They've won 2 on the top with him being the impact.
Don't mix it.
Correct.
Crystal ball.
He's got 2 50s as an impact batter.
Yeah.
He sits in the dugout, Virat captains, and it's working.
Yeah.
Will it just carry on? or they just think, "Ooh, don't change it." It's like sitting in the dressing room when you're on a chase, you don't move, do you?
Yeah.
If someone's playing, can't, as if that really makes any difference at all. Don't move, you can't
Of
move.
course
Oh,
it does. Of course it does. We know it does.
I just wonder whether there's a little bit of the psychology going on there. If you just stay in the dugout, it's worked so far.
Like it. Psychology is quite interesting because obviously psychologically, a lot of these players, they're great players. You know that. They have enough talent. They've shown it all over the world. But you have to kind of psychologically unlock them a little bit because sometimes they can get weighed down. And a great case in point is Glenn Maxwell. He had a few seasons in teams where perhaps he was not happy, perhaps he didn't kind of fit in. Culturally, here, fits in great. You see it, he's kind of feeling the vibe. He's getting the runs. He's having one of his most successful seasons. And he looks light. Yeah? There's something there that's making him, look at it. He's done so well in Bangalore, right? And Michael, we talk about this so much. We talk about it in terms of Chennai. We say CSK does something, some magic, and players tend to get unlocked. Like a video game, they level unlock, level up, go to another one. Same thing has happened with Glenn Maxwell in Bangalore.
Yeah, I think Glenn Maxwell is a brilliant player, but he has frustrated teams, franchises before. But I think at Bangalore, and I've seen it in Australia with the Melbourne Stars, that he likes to be loved. He's a brilliant player, and he's got all the skills, and he's delivered on many occasions. But I think even someone like Glenn, if he's got a few people putting the arm around the shoulder, and just telling him how great he is, but also keeping him involved. He's not the captain of the Bangalore side, but I bet you he's heavy in terms of the management, in terms of the think tank of what's happening, what are the strategies. I bet he's speaking to Faf all the time, Virat. On the outfield, you can see him. He's always in the prominent fielding positions, but he's always running up to the bowler. Yeah. When the captain's talking to the bowler, you can always bet your bottom dollar that Glenn Maxwell's a metre away. Yeah. He's got a brilliant cricket brain for T20 cricket. I've heard him on commentary. I've worked with him. And he just knows what to call. He knows what's happening. He just sees things and he can see it straight away what the game's going to be. He's frustrating sometimes because he plays some shots and people, why have you played that so soon? But that's almost the brilliance of him.
Only because he's so good, right?
It's the brilliance of him. In the last game when he came out and Bolt was bowling beautifully and he just went 4-4. And then he went 4 again. Then he played that little deflection down to third, and then the spin, hits a few sixes, and then he plays that reverse lap off Chahar into the stands for 6. There's only a small few players can play the shots that Maxwell can play.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to. Every player, Joy, needs to be handled differently. Some just need to be let go. Like I hear about Jasprit Bumrah, just leave him alone, let him do his own thing. Some need to they need that arm around their shoulder and just to be told, don't worry, we got you.
A, that. B, is that I have this belief that some players suit the culture of a club better or a franchise better. And I believe Maxi enjoys Bangalore. Bangalore is a team of stars, of high flyers. They work in a particular way. It's slightly more anglicized than other teams. It's a cool team to be with. Okay?
Good point. Yeah.
And he enjoys that. Punjab is not so much his kind of sitting in Mohali. And it's
not his jam.
Not his cup of tea.
Yeah.
So, and he likes it. And again, Bangalore respects its stars. And that's a culture that they've had. From the Chris Gales to the Virat Kohlis of the world, to the Yuvraj Singh, that buy Yuvraj with the maximum money for a long, long time. So Bangalore looks after its stars. These are our, glittering diamonds out there. He likes being loved. So, for example, I'll give you an example. I believe Faf fits in. He can fit into any culture. You just plug him in.
Yeah, Chennai, Bangalore. Yeah.
Chennai, wait. Chennai, he's sitting on the bench behind Hasi for 3 years. He's cool.
Yeah.
So Hasi goes out, he comes in, immediately starts scoring 400 runs. That's him.
Yeah.
Okay. Faf, fit him in anywhere.
Yeah.
But I believe Maxi needs to be in a club that loves him, looks after him.
I like it. I'm telling you, everybody can give you numbers. We give you psychological breakdowns, man. Because can you imagine an imaginary managing an imaginary manager? Again? Will we do again? Can I do Betty Butter?
Yeah, Betty
Do you want to
Butter,
do it? No. We'll just show you the teams and we'll look at the Calcutta batting team because they're batting first. Jagdish and Jason Roy, Venkatesh Iyer, the highest scorer so far, a lot relying on him. Nitish Rana, the captain, Rinku Singh, Andre Russell, David Visa, Sunil Narayan. So they're batting deep.
Yeah, I'm looking at that team, and Joy made a good point about the kamikaze way.
Yeah.
And they have to go out and play aggressively, but the only way they can do that is if the captain and the coach are aligned and telling the players, if you make a mistake being aggressive, we don't care.
Yeah.
But you've got to buy into being aggressive. You've got to play a fearless brand of cricket. You have to go for that 200 plus. So do not worry. If the ball's in your arc and you believe you can hit the ball out of the stadium, try it. And if you get out trying it, you're not going to get told off in the dugout. People aren't going to look at you and go, why did you try that? For them to come through and go on a winning spree, they have to have a careless mentality that, you know, they're going to go for it. And by going for it, the finger isn't going to be pointed at them if it goes wrong. Because it's the only way they can get back in this tournament.
Yeah, they've just got to do that. And that's the point, that today, whether they lose by 2 runs, 20 runs or 200 runs is immaterial. Yeah. If they lose, it's pretty much it. It's going to be almost impossible, 6 out of 6. Yeah. So then you got to tell yourself, look, I'm going to go all in.
Yeah. That's what they got to do. They got to go big or pretty much go home. All right, we have the joy factor question coming up. Here it is. Hopefully we'll understand it today.
This is a simple one, but I love it. I just love the fact. So Ben Stokes is the maximum sixes in Test history right now, which is surprising to many. Who is the only other player in the top 10 to be playing this year's tournament right now?
This is a good...
I've got it.
You've got it?
Yeah, got it.
Any clues? Any hints? Give me the zodiac sign.
Think outside of the box.
Outside of the box. Oh, which reminds me, talking about the box, while you guys decide what your while you decide what your score guesses is, I got a little goodie box from H&M, our styling partners. So thank you very much for that. Styling partners of Cricbuzz Live, H&M. Big shout out to you guys. Now the two of you. One who gets it right gets a box of food. One who gets it wrong is put in a box and shipped back home.
Wow.
New odds.
You've just upped the game on predictions.
Yeah, it's the Squid Games.
You hear that shot firing outside? That's the guy who got his prediction wrong.
That's right. So come on, Knight Riders batting first. What did they get in?
I'd love to say 220, but I just don't think they're playing well. I'm going to go 165.
165, jeez. That's a low ball. That's a real low ball. All right, you?
192.
192. Oh, there's a lot of space in there for me. 183. All right. 183. Either I get it right. We're going kamikaze today, all right? Yeah, on Cricbuzz Live. All right, what are your score guesses? Don't worry, the odds are not that high for you, so you can send them in. Hashtag Cricbuzz Live on Twitter. We are waiting to hear from you. It's Michael Vaughan and Joy Bhattacharya who are asking you to join them at the end of the 10th over for Cricbuzz Combox.
We are.
Right? Do you?
We are now.
All right, great. So
No,
now you said it. No, sorry. No backsies. So they're going to see you at the end of the 10th over with Cricbuzz Combox. I'm Gaurav Kapur. Going to kick me feet up and see you at the end of the 20th with Cricbuzz Live. Roll the credits.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction,
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೈ
Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दें